What's up, everybody? You're back with Text to My Ex, and the drink for today is going to be called the Almond Joy. I don't know if you guys like Almond Joy, but if you've been following me, you know I love coconut. So I love Almond Joy. Again, fairly simple, so I wanted to show you how to make it. All you need is some light cream or heavy whipping cream, milk, something along the nature of that to give it that creamy taste. You need a little bit of the cream de cacao, some amaretto, and some coconut rum. An ounce of each, so this is gonna be a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. You need a half ounce of this, so that's a 2 count. 1, 2. And then you need 2 ounces of this, so that would be an 8 count, but obviously it's not in a bottle, so we're just gonna kinda have to eyeball it. If you wanna use jiggers, you can. I'm not gonna do that. When you've been bartending for as long as I have, you don't need jiggers. So, okay, I'm really excited to try this. Cheers. It's not giving Almond Joy, but it's giving good. I mean, I'd drink it. Okay, the aftertaste is a little bit Almond Joy, I lied. Hold on. I feel like even though you can make it as a drink, I would recommend doing it as a shot, because when you make it as a drink, that's probably why I'm not getting the full Almond Joy until like the end, like a little bit of aftertaste. Either way, good drink. Let's get to our next text. As you know, we've been switching it up a little bit. Sometimes I'll do a text that someone sent in. Sometimes I'll do like a question of the week. I'm also going to start incorporating a couple other things into the podcast that I've gotten people, you know, interested in, or they've told me they were interested in it, I guess you could say. So, we're gonna go back to a text that somebody sent in. This one I thought was a little interesting because it was an ex-best friend. I've said multiple times on this channel, it doesn't have to be an ex relationship. It could be an ex-best friend, an ex-boss, an ex-family member, someone that may caught feelings for you that you didn't feel the same way about. It could be whatever you want. But clearly they had some things they wanted to say about an ex-best friend. So I'm excited to dive in, so let's get started. It's crazy that I still find myself occasionally bringing up your name when discussing certain memories in my life, while simultaneously feeling like you were never even a part of my life. I can love someone one day, and the next my brain will detach itself from any emotion I've ever felt towards that person. I don't know if that's toxic or not, just is what it is. I remember thinking you were one of the funniest people I'd ever known, and yet I found out later you just used humor to mask the fucked up, grimy, and insecure person you actually are. How can you look at yourself in the mirror knowing that you smile in your friends' faces and stab them in the back as soon as they aren't looking? They say blood is thicker than water, but not with you. They put a laughing face. You ain't even loyal to them. I always wondered how so many people could vibe with a bitch who has no car, no job, lives with her parents, does nothing but sit on her ass, and if she leaves the house, it's to go out drinking or have some, let's just say, do some extra things. I always wondered how men could even find this type of thing attractive to even put you in a position to fuck your friend's man. But then it dawned on me, your funny vibe can really be addictive. It can really hide so many of your flaws. I mean, shit, it fooled me, right? How dumb was I to think just because you were grimy towards other people didn't mean that you were ever going to be grimy to me. I can't even talk shit on that because that was definitely all on me. I should have known you were pathetic and fighting demons. When people show you who they are the first time, believe them. I'm happy I saw your true colors when it was my turn to get done grimy. That was the biggest blessing God could have ever done for me. I guess that's why cutting you off never really hurt. Jeez, I cannot fucking read today. I've messed up like 5 times. God brought me peace during the closing of that chapter, and I can only hope you find peace one day and become a better person. Oh, and P.S., in case you see this, I know you don't actually like condoms. Your sister told me what you have. Oh, wow. That's kind of fucked up. Not you gonna put her on blast like that. You just had to end it with a little bit of spice. You had to end it with a little bit of spice. Let me take a little sip or whatever. So with this situation, right, I feel like we've all had best friends that, or people we thought was a best friend that we thought was going to be in our lives for like the long term, definitely not be there no more. And it's crazy because it almost sometimes, depending on the situation, it almost sometimes hurts you worse when you have to cut off a best friend or not deal with a best friend anymore than it does like a relationship. I don't know if that's just because like you have a different kind of relationship with a best friend, or if it's just like the betrayal hurts worse because that's the one person you thought would never do it. But me personally, like I hate to say it, but because I am a very like positive person, but I don't trust nobody because I've been done dirty by everyone you could possibly. Every person you would think wouldn't do you dirty has done me dirty. Family, relationships, best friends. So I can totally understand the frustration. I mean, I've definitely had moments where I have felt like I could just be fucked up about you one minute, the next minute it's as if you've never existed. But with a best friend, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like that would be easy for me to get over, unless the person has done multiple things to me over and over and over. Then it's kind of like, okay, it gets old. Like, it doesn't faze me anymore that you just on some dumb shit, so I'm gonna get rid of you. But the only thing I will say is yeah, if you see how someone's treating other people, that should be a complete hello red flag, like right in front of your face. If they're treating other people grimy, why would you not think that they're gonna do it to you? Something that they mentioned was that they couldn't understand why men would be attracted to that because of just how low that person was. Like, how can anybody even like that? People don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. I mean, I doubt that she's just showing people she being grimy. I doubt that she admits that she lives with her parents and doesn't have a car all the time. Like, half these people probably don't even know the real her, or she lied about like what her situation was. Oh, you know, I'm in between cars right now. I got in a car accident. I'm getting a new car. Oh, I'm living with my parents to help them out. Like, I've heard every excuse in the book. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that they're attracted to her being a shitty person, and it's just the fact that they don't really know her. It's just like you thought you knew her and you didn't, right? So yeah, it does kind of like get frustrating sometimes. Like, I know with one of my ex relationships, it gets frustrating when you see a piece of shit or someone who did you dirty, like, still winning. How you still winning, bro? How people don't see you for what you are, you know? So I know it gets frustrating because they don't really know her and trust and believe. They either have their opinions on her and they keep her at a distance. They keep her for convenience. They keep her for like certain things, but not really like really fucking with her like that. Or they do fuck with her like that, and then they just eventually are going to see her true colors. You know? Understand that even if you shared memories with somebody that you thought was a really good friend or whatever, you know, just chub it up to, okay, I had some good memories with a person. We was meant to be in each other's lives for whatever reason at that point in time, but now I know like what to look out for. Now I know that this is not someone I need around me. Anybody that would treat people like that, they're never going to be truly happy with themselves. And I think something really important that people need to remember is that just because you realize somebody isn't good for you, or you realize like they no longer need to be in your life, say they did something, you cut them off, I think it's important to know that you can still think about the memories occasionally. You can still smile at those memories. That doesn't mean you can still miss them. You could still miss the version of them that you missed or that you loved. But that doesn't mean that they need to be back in your life. So I think that's probably the biggest lesson that I think needs to be said about this, because losing a best friend can hurt. And like I said, I think it might be more than losing a relationship sometimes. So, but just because you miss the person does not mean they're supposed to be back in your life. And I'm glad you closed that chapter and you realized your worth, and you realize that that's not something you need in your life. So that's all I have to say about this. My next episode, like I said, I'm going to incorporate a couple other things, so make sure that you tune in. Oh, I don't know if it gave me a mustache. But thank you for chiming into this episode if you're here, and come back for more Text to My Ex. Cheers.